Hey folks, what's up? This is Michael in the wee hours of the dead of night with your daily trivia question. Once again, happy terrific Tuesday. All that good stuff. I just walked outside. It's a little foggy. It's supposed to be kind of maybe a little iffy for your morning commute, but it's supposed to burn off real quick and then just be cloudy and cold. But we're supposed to warm up by the end of the week. I don't know. It's still early. Too early to tell. Anyhow, the answer to the previous trivia question was the plea bargain or the plea bargaining process. So poor Albert McKenzie, who was the focus of the trivia question, he got arrested. He got charged with a felony for stealing from the sewing machine company he was working for. Rather than go through a trial, the prosecution and the defense got together and agreed to a plea bargain and charged him with misdemeanor embezzlement. This bargaining process of sorts was becoming increasingly common in American courts before poor Albert came along. However, his case goes down in history as kind of bringing it to the forefront as per the era, if you will. The right to a trial by jury was still being taken in very much the literal sense during this time, as per the Seventh Amendment. It's a constitutional right. So when criminals were caught and charged, the government, especially at the lower court level, was going through the whole ordeal of a trial and verdict from start to finish. And as you can imagine, this was tying up the court system in a crazy sense. So from 1880 to 1910, that kind of era, as my research served me correctly, nearly 10% of all defendants were changing their not guilty pleas to guilty of lesser charges, or they pled guilty to reduced charges. In other words, they were plea bargaining. Plea bargaining went down in history and still is as being beneficial for a number of practical reasons. Defendants and the prosecution can avoid the time and cost of a trial, which is very significant. There's always the risk of harsher punishment and bad publicity if a defendant goes to trial. And for both the prosecution and the defense, there's the uncertainty of going to trial and being judged by a jury of 12 of your peers. You never know what's going to happen, and that's a long-standing tradition and history in the American criminal court system. The constitutionality of the whole wheel and deal aspect of plea bargaining, and this has been popularized in Hollywood, like what you see on shows, goes out in back hallways, in the interrogation room, you're throwing deals together real quick. That whole aspect has in fact been brought into question over the years. However, it remains the plea bargaining process an essential aspect of the criminal justice system. I've read some articles. I've had many professors in different classes. I've seen talking head shows and so forth assert and conclude that the lower criminal court system and process in and of itself would in fact not be able to function efficiently and effectively without the plea bargaining process. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. It has been estimated that today, over 90% of cases in many jurisdictions are resolved through some type of plea bargain, much like poor old Mr. Albert McKenzie. So go make a deal, folks. All right, folks, let's do it. Let's get to today's trivia question for February 8th. On this day, in 1944, an accomplished editor, office manager, and reporter named Harry McAlpin becomes the first African-American reporter to attend this type of conference. Good luck, folks. Have a terrific Tuesday.